Hello and welcome to Heroes Info. My name is Ryan. Hope everyone is having a good day. We're going to go ahead and start off with my dailies. The big focus of today is we're going to be talking about which heroes you should be leveling. That's going to happen in just a bit. Um, First, we're going to go through most of the stuff that I do um, just to make sure we can get everything done. Hope everyone's having a good day. Looks like no events started. Um, no new events from yesterday, at least. We do have the Area of Conquest that starts tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. I know a lot of people don't look forward to that one, but I kind of do. There can be some good rewards, and hopefully with the revamp, it's going to be even better. Let's see here. All right, look at this. Took over first 10 hours ago, and I've had 6 defense succeeded since then. Uh, it's they're having a hard time beating my team. That's great. And let's go ahead and claim these Outland chests. Yeah, part of what I want to go over today is just talking about the heroes that I've upgraded, the reasons I upgraded them, and then some of the heroes that I'm thinking about moving forward, and some of the heroes that I'm probably going to pass. And there are quite a few that I at least want to level in the future once we get there. Takes a long time. Takes a long time to get a hero like battle ready, in my opinion. I know some people will kind of do some minimum leveling for a lot of heroes. That's not really my thing. I think I definitely prefer focusing in on one specific hero, leveling him up to a place where I think he's going to be really effective, and then moving on. Of course, there are a few that you don't really have to do that with that much, like the Dorians, the Jorgens, where a less leveled can still be pretty effective. But I don't know, maybe it's just my OCD that I feel like I like to really level up my characters almost to the max. Maybe there are other people out there like me, but I mean, my Isaac, my Rufus, there are things that aren't leveled with them that kind of irritates me because I do like maxing out characters, but they're just more effective without that. So uh, I gotta not level them up in some ways. Looks like I got a few Lycanthropes. That's pretty good. Always need more Lamort's cards. We'll go ahead and do some energy stuff, collect some of these tasks. I do this hero, the heroic mission daily, mostly because throwing knives and desert blades are things I'm always gonna need. The all-seeing eyes are whatever. I have quite a few of those already, so not a big deal. We'll go ahead. Today, since I don't need energy, I'm only going to use it twice. It's really energy efficient, or to energy to emeralds efficient. Just do it twice, then it starts to lose a little bit of value. I still will, a lot of times, as long as I have tasks that need energy. Otherwise, I'm not gonna. I'm really trying not to spend emeralds, unless I'm going to be getting some efficiency there. All right, this event has ended. The Cosmic Battles. I did pretty good. Have 114, 860. I was at the high rank. I think I was close to top 200. I'm going to be spending everything on Absolute Artifact Chests. Like, this is my definitely recommended buy. Um, they don't come around super often, so I would absolutely go for this. It looks like I have a little bit left over. I'll go ahead and get some skin stones too. I've talked about it in previous episodes. I don't really buy items anymore. I get enough items through my energy and through the different like bonuses, the legendary gifts, where like I'm way ahead of items than I am the other stuff, especially Absolute Artifact. Right, like this Morrigan is full on items, but I'm still upgrading skins for someone else. I'm still upgrading glyphs for someone else. I'm still updating artifacts for someone else. So it really doesn't make sense to keep on pushing that out where they're still, even with red 2, if you're not upgrading anything else, they're not going to be super effective. I like to try to keep it level as much as possible. And since absolute artifacts are harder to get than other items, that's definitely what I'm going to be going for. Just doing that to get those daily rewards. We'll go ahead. The hero that I'm trying to upgrade right now is Orion. And I have quite a few of these glyphs. I'm really just waiting for the next hero tournament of power. That's what I need to do. And then I'm just gonna put it all on there. Hopefully get some free emeralds out of it. I get there's a conversation of people saying, hey, let's just skip um, the hero tournament of power. It's a pay to win event. I understand where they're coming from there. For me, it's if I can save all this stuff right now, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna save it, and then I am going to be able to use it whenever that event comes around, and hopefully get some free stuff from it. If I don't, okay, it didn't really harm me that much. It delayed a few things, but those heroes for the most part still aren't going to be super battle ready, so it's okay. I'd rather delay with the possibility of rewards, even if potentially I'm not going to get them. But last time I was able to get first place with a pretty low score. I was in a lucky grouping. Hopefully that happens again. If it doesn't, that's fine. I still, with how much I have, I should still be able to at least get top 3. Like I have a lot of potions that I'm ready to use for leveling, and all my heroes aren't leveled. So that's a very easy way. Just keeping those potions on hand to really boost my total hero power. So definitely don't use those except for the daily stuff. Save all the rest that you can. Um, that way you can get some free stuff. Looks like I have a lot of these free raids. I was on Adventure 13. As you can see, I just left it. I keep it up on a daily basis so that I can just do these type of raids. And since I had a few extra portals, I was just able to raid those. And I'll be getting one more portal today, and so I'll be able to enter that 13 as well, just for tomorrow's sake. Ooh, this one actually looks pretty promising. Kindness insignia, I can always use those. And intelligence crystals. This is a pretty good combo. This is a pretty good combo. Yeah, let's just go ahead and use them. I was thinking about saving them for the there's an Ascension event coming up. Let's see here. How many does that Ascension event need? I think it's 30. Sometimes I just do the big spin. I'm not sure I'll have enough emeralds to do the big spin, though. And I think one of the break points, if I'm not mistaken, there is like 7 spins. It might be 6 spins. So I'll go ahead. I'll just save the remaining 3. Looks like we've beaten 160 a couple times. Good job, guild there. Let's hope for a totem. It doesn't happen very often. Did decent here. 1,673. Getting better, slowly better each week. That's the goal. Do better than last week. Alright, let's buy 180 of these, just enough to get my rewards. And we're going to upgrade one of those. Cool. This should be enough for... Alright, You're able to get one more of those. I don't have any of that stuff. Usually I get those from the this grand arena because I'm first. I really don't want to attack anyone. Doesn't really make sense to do that. Maybe I can attack someone here. I usually do try to wait on this, um, just because uh, I want to be able to have my full attacks so I can get my emeralds at night and try to rank first. Let's see how this team does. I gotta admit, whenever I'm looking at this, like, let's go back and look at this fight real quick. There's a couple things. Number one, I love whenever Dante's in the second position with Aurora. Like, that is guaranteed that her artifact is going to go off before Dante can do anything. So that makes life a lot easier whenever I have multiple dodge artifacts, right? Now, whenever he ults, he did hit one hit, but then he missed the other three because they have dodge on them, and then Heidi's able to start throwing, and it's going to be tough for them to beat. Like, this is almost a fully healthy team, right? Just because Dante was in the wrong position. All right, that should have given me at least some of this stuff. Good enough to push it and get my last adventure. So I'll go ahead and create a group here. This is adventure 13-9, I think. If you haven't listened, if this is your first episode coming in and listening, I gotta say, I always try to do Adventure 13s. I would highly recommend you always try to do Adventure 13s. It's going to really help you out a lot. Even if you don't need the pet potions, you can get the pet potions and then trade them in whenever that shop comes around. This is all about maximizing resources, guys. You know, if you can get even things that are not going to be very helpful, but later on could be helpful, do that. Like 12's easier. 12 could probably finish a little bit faster, but 13, it's just worth it. You get a significantly amount, like larger amount more of pet potions here. You're leaving resources on the sideline if you're not doing it. If you can, right? If you're a newer player, don't try to do these 13s before you can. Um, make sure you have tested out. Make sure you feel confident with 12, and then you're picking the right 13, and you have guildmates that know going in that this is going to be your first time. But at the same time, I don't think this is very hard um, after you've been having an account for a while. I don't think this is like that crazy of an adventure. I just use the same team almost all the time, and it's very, very rare when I'll lose. Cool. All right, that's done. We'll go ahead and collect these. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, we can go ahead and just grab the energy too. Let's get some more Lamort's cards. Close to the next. All right, cool. Almost done with most of the tasks for today. I'm not gonna. I'll be doing dungeon off stream. I know that's not very interesting to a lot of people. But let's get into kind of the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about today, and that's hero leveling, right? So I'm going to take a look at my heroes and kind of give you my thoughts on the reasons I decided to level them. All right, Heidi. Love Heidi. Heidi is one of my favorite heroes. Heidi is going to be in almost all of my main teams. Reason being, the dodge artifact and is a great counter to Dante. Besides that, if you are able to use a Nebula boosted Heidi, like that Heidi throws that thing once and it can kill an entire team, or almost kill an entire team, especially if you have some other AOE's. This one is, I think my Heidi is fully maxed. Like I've upgraded the branch, everything, all the glyphs upgraded, all the skins fully maxed out. Um, Obviously, all the items, that's one of the easiest. All the artifacts fully maxed out. Um, Highly recommend. Heidi is, I think, one of the probably best damage dealer heroes. Has a lot of good combinations, is very versatile, can work with a lot of teams. Aurora. I absolutely love Aurora. She's my favorite tank. The dodge artifact can really come into play a lot. I think she's underrated. I see there's a lot of different creators out here that Aurora's not their favorite. They prefer to use either other tanks or just have like kind of an Aiden tank team where they'll pick a damage dealer. I think those can be effective teams, but Aurora again, dodge artifact, make her highly effective against pretty much any physical damage dealer. She's also a good counter to Dante, especially if you use Kane. She can charge up a lot of times before Dante gets his throw off. And then she can just kind of start spamming her ult. And she can deal a lot of damage too if you let her. And you have her with the right team. Sebastian, if I mean he's part of the Osh team, he's essential to every single team. I would say like Sebastian and Nebula are some of the top heroes you should always get and build out immediately. If you're new to Hero Wars, if you're a veteran player, if you don't have Sebastian or Nebula, work on them right away. That's the best advice I can give you. Nebula is probably, I think, the best hero in the game. That's my opinion. That's because she can literally work with any team. You throw her in on any team and she is going to boost it. So I use her a lot with boosting Heidi. I can use her a lot with boosting. If I was going to pull an Aiden team, she can do that. She can boost Ju, she can boost Ching Mao, she can boost Orion. There's a lot of boosts that are just going to be very highly effective with Nebula. Celeste is a great hero, one of my personal favorites. She's also completely maxed out on my account. Um, her her ability to ult back and forth and stop healing is pretty essential, and she works great with Aurora. Iris, um, I like Iris a lot. Works really well with Heidi. I have a lot of Iris and Heidi teams that are out there. Would recommend. Is not absolutely essential, but definitely recommend. Ju is kind of. I got him because we didn't have Laura yet, and now if I started a new account and I was able to get Laura, unfortunately I think she's not able to be got. I probably wouldn't focus on Ju that much. But he still does have his uses. If the backline is weak and doesn't have any dodge artifacts, he can be really good. Laura, built her out because at first I actually didn't. I wasn't super interested, but then she's a sub for Ju in the Osh team that is a little bit more consistent for me that I found. So really like that. And the fact there's one thing that she does that I think is pretty phenomenal. Right here is the stun. This stun can happen a lot of times before Sebastian's ult goes off and can really like turn the tide of the battle. I found that she's also a very good damage dealer. So I really like Lara. She's quickly becoming one of my favorite heroes. Martha, I kind of regret investing in so heavily. I think I made a mistake here. I maxed her out. I don't think she needs to be maxed out. I really don't. In the Osh team, I think she can be less than maxed out and be perfectly fine. Her big thing is the armor artifact and basically speeding up all the allies' attacks for 6 seconds, and obviously her healing. On a PvP, I'm not sure she's good. I've put her in a few teams, and if it's a long drawn out fight, she can be good. But with how fast fights have become, and we've gotten some of these quick fighting teams like the Orion Augustus Dante teams that you're gonna see, the Ching Mao Lara Croft teams with Sebastian that you're gonna see, like she can die before any healing even comes into effect. So like she is a positive hero to level up, but I she was I think like top 8 for me, just because she was part of the Osh team, and I think you do need her for Osh. But other than that, I don't utilize her that much on a especially attacking teams. Xingmao is someone who I've leveled up recently. Um, I really like the combo with Xingmao, Lara Croft, Sebastian. If you can throw Nebula in there, that's really effective. And then why I'm building Aiden is that particular team, just having her tank. It's really fun. It can for if they don't have a dodge artifact on their team, I like to use that a lot, and it's a great counter to the Julius Rufus teams that you see out there. Like that team can absolutely devastate the Rufus Julius teams that usually have like the Nebula, Heidi, Martha. It's a great counter to that. Rufus just a great defensive tank. If you have him, you know. If you don't have him, you know how annoying he is. Isaac also an essential hero to level up. Isaac, Sebastian, Nebula are, I think, across every single Hero Wars account. These are the people that should be leveled up. Um, I mentioned this earlier. I hate the fact that I can't max Magic Defense, max the Glyph, or like this artifact. But other than that, like very effective. If they have mages in there that aren't dealing pure damage, right? The Orion Augustus Isaac is absolutely a great counter to it. Now here comes some of my biggest regrets. Cornelius. I leveled up Cornelius specifically for a variance of the Osh team, and it's really luck based. And I'm not using any hardware or software to be able to pick fights. I don't do that. Some people do. More power to them if they're able to get by it. I worry. I'm not a cheater. I'm never going to be doing that. And I didn't know it was so heavily luck dependent on that type of stuff. Should have done some more research beforehand. So I leveled them up fully, basically maxed them out, and then I found that out. So I would not level up Cornelius unless you're using that type of software. That's just my 2 cents. Orion Augustus. I've been these are two that I've leveled up recently. Their combo is just really good. They're a lot of fun to use too. Part of a good mage team, especially if it's Nebula boosted. Another regret right here, Yasmin. Um, Yasmin was one of the first heroes that I leveled up actually. Uh, like she was part of my top five because in early games she's amazing, and even on if you find the right team to fight, Yasmin can be really fun still. However, there's so many counters to her, so many. There's hard counters, there's soft counters, and a lot of them basically make her ineffective. If she goes up against someone who's dodging, it really charges them up. Not good. If you're going up against Corvus, not good. If you're going up against Helios, not good. Um, so there's just a lot of times that Yasmin is going to be not very effective. So I wouldn't invest a lot into her. If I started a new Hero Wars account, like she's fun, but she definitely wouldn't be probably even top 15, top 20. Ishmael, I've invested a decent amount. You can see here his power level's lower than most of the others. I'll probably get him up to max eventually. He is on my list to do, but he's a good hero. Um, at times. I think Area of Conquest, if you can fight a weak team, get him charged, then he can start to be a real boss and a real problem, especially if he's like Nebula boosted and Sebastian. Um, but he can be fun. Again, I think kind of limited use on not longer term fights. Julius, I'm building him up right now just for that Rufus Julius team. That's a really good defensive combo. It can be hard for people who don't have the right combo to beat it. So building that up for that. Morgan, a little bit disappointed I put resources into Morgan. Um, I needed that really just for a Rufus counter, and um, I honestly could have just started with the physical team, Xing Mao, Lara Croft, but that was before I was building that team. So was starting to build Morgan out just for a counter to Rufus. Now I have more counters to him, so I don't really need Morgan that much. I think she will become a lot more useful if slash when I start to build a Corvus. Now, some of the other heroes that I'm interested in building out, Amira. Amira is a great hero. I'm very interested in building her out. Fafnir. Um, I think he can be a boost to a lot of teams. Just a good overall support hero. Not absolutely needed, but can do a lot of good in specific teams. Aiden, who's who I'm currently working on, I'm gonna try to get Aiden up to date and up to speed pretty quick. Um, because I really like the effects that he can do, and he can be pretty versatile in a lot of different types of teams. Now, after that, who am I thinking of? Folio, I don't know enough about, so I'm leaving him kind of alone. Astaroth, I had started leveling at the very beginning of the game. decent tank, not bad. But not like he doesn't do a lot of damage. He's very like defensive. Can be good in certain situations. But I'll probably level him eventually. Another year, if I have the option and the space to do it, I'll probably will. But he's not a priority. Ninja Turtles, not a big fan. Haven't seen them be like super effective in combat, so I'll probably let them just stay there. Moved them up to red just for their little artifact that allows me to get the dungeon stuff. Mojo, I'm not going to be leveling for a while. Helios, I know some people love Helios. I'm not a huge fan. I think he has very limited uses. Kai, Krista, Lars, these are heroes, again, that are pretty easy to counter. Kira's kind of interesting to me. I think she could go into a few AoE teams, and with some of her Ascension abilities, she's gotten a little bit stronger. Eventually, I would like to level Kira, just as another physical attacker. Corvus, same thing. I think him and obviously Morgan can be a pretty solid combo. And Corvus can start to counter some of the more annoying teams that you find, like Heidi um, and any Yasmin teams. Corvus is a great counter for that. Next, one of the top heroes on my list to level is Jorgen. Without if Sebastian is not on the enemy team, Jorgen can be really effective. Like Chorus can't even stop him. So he has limited uses, like non-Sebastian uses. But especially if you have a Mira team, something like that, Jorgen can be really good in lowering their energy output. So I'm really excited to do some testing with him once I've started to build him up. He is, I think, like third in line right now. I have Aiden. Then I'm going to be leveling up Dorian. And then I think Jorgen is going to be next. Galahad seems fun, but not super interested yet. Mushy and Shroom kind of in the same bucket. There's only so many tanks that you need. Arachne, probably a good hero to level up, honestly. I just don't get super excited about Arachne because you can stop the majority of what she does with Sebastian or Chorus. But at the same time, she has an armor penetration artifact, so she can work on a decent amount of teams. And if they don't have Sebastian, then she can be a really good hero. Now, here's the one that most people are going to be like, why didn't you have a Dante? I don't know. I'm just not. I don't think I'm ever going to level up a Dante. He's too popular for me. Like I have so many counters to Dante, and everyone uses them, so I'm not super interested in leveling up Dante. I know he could be part of a good team. I know he's a good hero, objectively, but I think there are other teams that just intrigue me more. And since everyone has a Dante team, I like to go a little bit more counter to what they're trying to do. Cleaver, not really interested in leveling up. I don't think he's that great of a hero. Dorian is number 2 after Aiden on my list. Polaris, I think would be an interesting hero to level up if you can start to get some control teams. Thea, good healer. Wouldn't mind leveling her up. Darkstar, I've heard Darkstar sucks. I haven't played against her much. I find this like some of the her abilities to be very interesting. Like this damaging and stunning them for 3 seconds and then pulling people to the opposing side. Like obviously this doesn't work if they have Sebastian or other things that stop control. But if they have a non-control team, I'd be very interested to see how Darkstar works and if she could be effective in the right circumstances. So I'm interested. I want to do some testing with her. Anvari, not super interested in. Maya, I think could be a good hero. Just not the teams that I'm really trying to build out right now. Kayla, kind of in that same bucket. Jet, probably in the future, I will get level him. Leon could be good in control teams. Understand why people would build her up. Just not a huge fan. I probably will end up doing it eventually, just not right now. Phobos, not interested in. Kark, not interested in. Lilith, not interested in. Artemis, definitely not interested in. Satori, no has uses, still not very interested. Faceless, nope. Nope. Alvinor, interesting for Alvinor. I don't know why I like so many tanks in this game and want to level up so many tanks, but Alvinor has a few things that I've run into that has caused me issues. So if it causes me issues, that gets me intrigued, right? And maybe that's the reason I don't want to level up Dante. he hasn't really caused me that many issues with Aurora and Heidi. So I don't feel the need to, but um, absorbing 100% of stuff dealt by basic attacks, I think that can be a lot of fun if you get them in the right teams. Peppy, not really interested. Chaba, Ziri, Luther, none of these that are coming up, I'm super interested in. So if you do have like heroes that you say like, hey, you really need to try this one out, feel free to comment. If you think I'm wrong, feel free to comment. I could be very wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm still always trying to learn every single day. So um, that's all I got for today. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to comment on anything that you want to tell me, anything that you want to look at. But that's basically overview of my heroes and kind of my thoughts on hero development. Thanks so much for tuning in.